Well, good evening. You're very welcome to the Masters Championship for round number 8 of Division 2 here at the Circuit de Paul Ricard. My name is Graham. I'm going to do my best to bring you the action from a very colourful track, that's for sure. But one with many twists and turns and bends, and it should be all good fun, hopefully, for Division 2 tonight as we get started with qualifying in the sunshine. Synchronizer, I believe, is going to be the first man to take us on a lap. As he does, I shall go through a few of the standings, a few of the reserves tonight. I guess we could mention quickly that Combi is here reserving for ILRT Matter. Brett is here in the other Renault. And Kieran Trapp is here reserving for Dan Morrison, the McLaren. And Colours is also reserving tonight in the Mercedes. So that is the reserves tonight, as well as also to say that Venom Splits, or VRT Venom now as he seems to go by, is now a full-time driver in Division 2, having been a reserve previously. So with all that, SH... Oh, and also, yeah, to mention, Colours is coming into this race for Kerosene Kev, who has moved up to Division 1. So no Kerosene Kev in Division 2 anymore. So that does leave SH with the championship lead on 77 points ahead of Dan Morris on 63 points in second. In third, assuming his points carry over, is Venom Splits. He's on 56 points and just ahead of the Toro Rosso pair of TMZ Weiberg and Burt, who are on 55 and 54 points respectively. And then you have the two Williams drivers, TMZ Wesker on 44 points, a very blessed number of points, and Merck on 33. In the constructors, it is Toro Rosso leading the way at 109 points, McLaren on 83 points in second, Ferrari then narrowly ahead of Williams, 78 points for Ferrari, 77 for Williams, and then just a few points ahead of Mercedes on 74. And after that, it's a long way down to the 33 points that both Racing Point and Alfa Romeo are currently tied on. And here comes Synchronizer, come across the line and get started with a 131.4 on the soft compound tyre. So at times I couldn't think of fast. I apologise if I can't keep up. TMZ Zlatan 32.5 for him. He got on very well in the race last night in Division 1 as a reserve, as Focky goes third quickest, and Combi then 30.5, that'd be more like it for a runner on the softs. He goes provisional pole as the two Ferraris come in third and fourth, splitting Synchronizer and Adam in fifth place, 32.1 and 32.4 respectively for them. Here comes Kieran Trapp, the final corner in the McLaren, and he goes sixth with 32.6. You can kind of see a lot of people choosing the hards and will set up for a medium run at the end of qualifying, whereas a few others are deciding off the bat to go with the softs and see how the race unfolds from there, as Jono goes 32.3 into 50, splits the Ferraris. Venom Splits the quickest on the hard so far, 31.9 for him, which is an impressive time, that's for sure. Where's the Toro Rossos? Neither are out quite yet. A bit of a traffic jam in front there. You can see, I think that's Wesker, who's up to 9th place. He's got a Red Bull in front of him, and that's Venom. And he's also got his teammate behind him. And I wonder if he's just going to give his teammate a little tow. No, he's too far back, and his teammate's not even on a lap. So I believe Wesker is also not on a lap. So we'll see kind of who does the... if anyone goes for a few laps on these hards. I think Adam is going to be one of them as he rotates that car. On the power, up to DRS, and he comes across the line. I think he's just beginning his flying lap now. His second flying lap on the hards, currently in P7. See how he takes his turn 1. Nice and gentle. Doesn't take too much of the curb on the entry of turn 2 there. You can take a little bit of it. And then it's down towards turn 3 and 4. Good old brake marker boards to illustrate. Turn 5 here is going to be difficult coming off of no traction. Same with this turn 6 as well. I have to be quite careful. See, Adam is quite a little hesitant on the throttle, just waiting until the car is a bit more stable and straight before unleashing the full revs. And he must be running on a decently low wing, because he's hitting some very decent top speeds, almost reaching 210 miles an hour, slowing right down, take the apex nicely of turns 8 and 9, and then unwind to the second part of this straight. The long right-hander of Scene corner. There it is. absolutely flat out and then slowing down for turn 11. Difficult turn to get right. This part of the track, you can really lose a lot of time if you don't nail it. This corner in particular, which I believe is turn 12, difficult corner because it comes up on you a lot quicker than you expect it to, and you have to slow down a lot more than you would think to as well. And then final two corners, tight turn 15, very tight indeed on the power. And this hasn't been an awful lap, to be fair. What's it going to be for Adam? It's a 32.1, only 2/10 off of Venom splits there in fourth, as Brett even faster than Venom on the Sev Hearts, 31.8 for him. So that's a good time indeed. Here comes SH, and he does improve. Lots of improvements being found here on the second runs. 32.1 for SH. He splits the two Red Bulls then for fifth place for the time being. And no time yet from the Toro Rossos yet, but it looks like TMC Weiberg on a lap on the softs, as is Bert. So will they stick with the softs then, or is it just loaded up with fuel? We shall see as Merck comes across the line and goes third fastest and fastest of anyone on the hard so far, 31.7. And even ran out of ERS near the end there. Still got himself a very solid lap in, and he is looking good so far. It has to be considered amongst the early favourites for this race anyway. I'm going to put Adam in that conversation as well. Obviously the likes of SH and Venom as well. And Venom's already out in the set medium, so maybe a state of intent that the hards are going to come on, or sorry, the softs are going to come on a little later toward the end of this session. I'm going to go on board with Mark Demand in the Alfa Romeo, the sole Alfa Romeo tonight it seems. And the run down to the line, it's a 31.6 for Mark Demand on the medium tyre. He goes into P3, but can't help but feel that won't be a long held position. If you could pick up anyone else on a lap, a flying lap that is. So Guillaume is on a lap, but he is just started by the looks of it. Merck on a slow down lap. Mark Demand, obviously we just saw, looks like Synchronizer's on a lap, so I'll go with the Haas of Synchronizer. Has struggled at times this season. Has the Dutchman. His best finish so far this season is a P9. He's finished outside the points on 3 occasions, and that's when he's taken the checkered flag for DNF in Australia. 13th in Bahrain, 10th in Baku, 13th in Spain, and then 9th is his best place in Monaco, and then 12th in Canada. So could do with a good result tonight, and certainly he's in a good grid position, but maybe not on the best strategy. We'll see how it unfolds. Anyway, he's on a flying lap, and he's come towards the end of it now as he comes through turn 14. Long left hand there, tries to get nice and tight, and again get the rotation and open the DRS. And TMC Weiberg has gone quickest, 30.3 for Toro Rosso, as Synchronizer improves but does not go any higher in terms of position. He's still in third place. So Weiberg then committed to the softs, and his teammate looks like he's doing the same as well. So both the Toro Rossos then deciding to go away from the mediums and the hards and go straight for a set of softs. Can Bert displace his teammate for provisional pole for the time being? Good bit of time left, 7.5 minutes. Open to DRS, and he does go on the front row and just narrowly behind, just over 100th behind his teammates. So again, it's as it happened for so much of the season, very close between Weiberg and Bert, and that's good to see. Always fun to see those two come together. Someone has just gone quicker. I think that is Adam Mako has just gone quicker on his 5th lap on those hards. 31.8 for Adam, and he's into P8 for the time being, as a lot of people now into the pits have put on those medium tyres. A couple of guys already out on them. You can see Venom here. Looks like he is about to start his flying lap. You may as well go on board, not a whole lot else going on. 2 racing points in 50 to 16th. Tom Pretty in the pits. Colours also on the set mediums out on track at the moment, so a lot of people into the pits. So we'll go with go on board with Venom, who now probably finds himself in the title challenge, I'd have to say. And he runs down towards turn 3 and a tight one of 4. Nice and tight on the left hand side. Don't want to drift out too wide, want to hit that apex. And we saw a bit of this exploitation of track limits yesterday, and from, I believe it was Barry in Division 1. I could tell you the stewards will not be taking kindly to it. So fair warning, if you're listening and you're racing tonight, I wouldn't recommend it, because there's going to be some fair repercussions if you do it frequently during the race. Ooh, back end just want to step away a bit there after the curb of turn 9. As he positioned himself, apex on the exit, sweeps in. Very smooth stuff. Gentle application of the brakes, letting the engine do a lot of the work as he downshift. 5th gear. And a tight twist in turn 12. Nice and tight. Short shift to 4th. Runs a bit wide, but that's okay. And again, to finish the lap, lightly on the brakes. Modulate that throttle, and this can be. See what lap this is for Venom. See if he can lift himself above some of the other runners. Combi here in 3rd on a 30.5. And Venom can't beat that. It's a 30.8 for Venom. And he goes to P4 for the time being, but I expect that he will be into the pits on a set of softs come the end of this session. But 4 minutes, 50 seconds to find out. Plenty of time to get back in and back out. A couple of people on track. Focky here looks like he's on a lap. On the mediums as Sway retires from the session. See if you can pick that up. Is there anyone near the end of a lap? SH, not quite. Wesker, no. So not sure where Sway would have lost that in sector 3. Maybe the right-hander of turn 10, possibly. Would be a guess if it's in sector 3. Not sure, but that is Sway out of qualifying after his impressive qualifying last weekend in Canada. It's going to be, well, probably will be at the back of the grid for this one. As Stocky continues his lap, a bit of traffic in front of him. See what he can do though. I imagine he'll come in for a set of softs. If not, it's weird timing to be coming out on a set of mediums if you can't come back in and do a set of softs. But we'll see. His teammate's still in the top 5 for the time being. But again, with a lot of people, ooh, very, very wide for Focky. There's no way that lap can count. A new pit lane, there it is, you can see them taking it, and there's a limit, 37 miles an hour, so very tight pit lane. Not popular amongst drivers. I certainly don't like it compared to the old one. The entry is a little annoying to do. As Wesker then is on a set of soft side, so Wesker then going against the grain somewhat. As he opens the DRS then, his teammate out on a lap at the moment. Is he actually going down to finish a lap? And he goes 6th fastest, 31.1 for Merck. Can he hold on to a top 10 spot? You'd imagine so, because unlike Canada last week, where everyone kind of went for the softs anyways, a lot of people went for the mediums, and that really screwed Merck out of a good qualifying position, because he had a great time on the tyres that he qualified on, but just with everyone else deciding to go for the softer tyre in the end, that didn't really show up. But this time around, looks like a lot better chance of that, as you can see most people there in the pits / are just beginning to come out now. Some on their flying laps or getting close to them. See SH, Jono, Yarm all out on track. Let's see what Wesker can do then. If he's going to nail this, misses the apex deep there. He needs to be top 5 here. Does Wesker. And he's gone ahead and done it for the time being. 30.6 for Wesker. He's ahead of his teammate, but of course on the softer compound tyre. Looks like SH a little bit further forward than his teammate Yarm and Jono, so we'll go on board with the Ferrari, the title leader now in Division 2. A little out of position now, but let's see if he can fix that as he rounds the final 2 corners. Opens the DRS, across the line, and he's only 8th fastest, 31.2 for SH. He needs to do better than that if he wants to have a shot at this race victory with a couple of guys in front of him on harder same compound tyre as well. It looks like Yarm has abandoned this lap. Going very. It looks like it was. It looked like it was going very slowly. And they're just backing up some space, aren't they? There's Jono backing up some space. See if Yarm was on a lap. I don't think it was. He certainly seemed to slow down near the end there. Just a minute, 9 seconds left. So you can pick up anyone on a lap. Wesker then in fourth. Two Toro Rossos going to start the lap. Ooh, is that traffic for Weiberg? It was only SH who's on an out lap, as we know. So he can come flying through. See if he can find any more improvements on his time. Anyone on a lap close to the end. Synchronized just started his final lap. This will be it for Wesker, who's going to peel into the pits. P4 is the maximum he's going to achieve here today in qualifying. Kieran Trapp is coming out of turn 2, so I believe the furthest forward is going to be our provisional pole sitter, which is Weiberg. So going with the Toro Rosso. Not sure what improvements he's making so far on this lap, but see if he can do anything about it. He's only just narrowly ahead of his teammate. See if he can find any more improvements, and he's into the pits, so that's going to be it for Weiberg. No improvements to be had then on this lap, as Combi then looks like he'll be the last driver, looks like, to start a lap. A flying lap there is, as Bert has copped to the back of Jono, and that won't be helping his dirty air, disrupting the flow of that car. And Jono's definitely on the flying lap, but he's on the medium compound tyres, so Bert might be affected by this somewhat. We'll see how this unfolds. The Ferrari of Yarm is coming across the line. Up on his time is going to be much of an improvement. It's not enough of an improvement. Only 12th place as John goes up to 10th, and Bert does go quickest by 3/10, a 30 flat for Bert, and he does take provisional pole for the time being. Synchronizer jumps up to 6th then, so good luck for Synchronizer then on the softs. Lifts him into the top 7. See if you can find anyone further on the lap. Won't be Combi. So where's Mark Demand? Where's TMZ's Zlatan? They're quite close areas of the track, but looks like Timo will be further than these up the road, but not as further up the road as Focky is, as he rounds the final 2 corners. Easy on the throttle. Soft tyres for Focky. What can he do? He's up to 2nd place, 30.2 for Focky. Good job from him, as Adam then rounds the final corner as mediums. Can he break it to the top 10? Just. Is that enough to hold off Mark Demand though? No, it's not. 4th place for Mark Demand. And now can Combi take pole position? At the death, he does it. Combi on his TMC return takes pole position, the last car across the line. And heartbreak for Bert, I'm sure. And he takes pole position at the death, ahead of Bert in 2nd. Focky then doing a great job in 3rd. Weiberg then is inability to get a lap in. The final run cost him in the end. He's now starting 4th, just ahead of Mark Demand in 5th. Wesker then in 6th. Venom in 7th. Synchronizer 8th. Brett in 9th. Merck then did hang on into the top 10 on his mediums. Adam just about lost out at the end to Combi. He's in 11th. SH in 12th. Timo 13th. Jono 14th. Kieran Trapp 15th. Yarm 16th. Sway then not at the back in 17th. Colours in 18th. And Tom Pretty in 19th. Neither Mercedes could pop in a time in the end. I actually may check if Tom Pretty had a qualifying ban, just to see. Didn't think he did. But anyways, we are moving on into the race, and that looks like overcast conditions, so that could make this race very interesting indeed. Time will tell though. We did get to see some rain yesterday in Division 1, and we'll see if any can come a knocking again. Certainly make this race very interesting. If that was the case, it'd be interesting the strategies as well that the drivers are picking. If you're in the comments, hello Kevin, I see you there. In the comments, if you're in the comments, YouTube, hey, say hello, make a prediction, do whatever. I'm here all night. Regardless how this race unfolds. As time has run out, and now we can get hopefully underway, and not like last time in Canada. I think they were all good. The formation lap is a go. What do we have in terms of tyres? Right, So the majority of people actually ended up doing softs in the end in the top 10. Venom being the highest of the medium runners in 7th. Brett Merck also in the top 10 on the mediums. Then most people going for mediums outside the top 10. Adam, Timo, Kieran Trapp, Sway and Colours. A couple going for the hard of SH, Jono and Yaram. And then Tom Pritchie going for the softs in last place. Which, if that was his intention, I know there's a glitch existing in there where it doesn't quite select the tyre you want, which is incredibly frustrating. So he may not have, that may not have been the tyre he wants to be on. I have to just kind of assume as such that he is on the tyre he wants to be on. At the back on softs, it's aggressive, that's for sure. And we'll see how it pays off. Obviously, a few opening stint will be key to this one. Expect the softs, they're not the greatest race tyre. If you get them 7 laps, you'd be doing fairly well. 7, 8, 9 laps, you'd be doing very well. And hards, you should be able to get those to the end. I know the strategy would suggest that it's quite close, but really the recommended strategy also wants you to pit on from mediums on lap 12, and they can go further than that for sure. Just personally speaking, I took them. Now they were dead at the end as the rain came, but I took mediums 20 laps. And I think they're just touching by 60%, but they were fairly battered. Case in point, like, you can take them a few laps further than 12 if need be. So for the most part, we are going to see the one-stop mediums to hards and vice versa, more than likely, assuming that weather isn't going to play a factor. This is a big race for Weiberg here in 4th, because he's on the fringes of contending here for this title. If I could just have a quick look, he is, that's the lineup, so 55 points and SH on 77, so he's not too far away, and he's in good form as Weiberg. Bert not too far away either, so it's a big race here for Toro Rosso, obviously in the constructors as well. Big race for Focky as well in 3rd. 2 Hasses inside the top 10. They could do with a good result here today, but I think Tom Pritchie is finally going to take his spot at the back, and we can get underway. 27 laps at Paul Ricard. Should be a hoot with the clouds looming low. We'll see how it all unfolds. 5 red lights and away we go. Looks like a decent start at the front for Combi. He's going to be ahead straight away as Burke coming to pressure from Weiberg. His teammate, a good start from Weiberg as they head down towards turn 1. The Toro Rosso's file side by side. The Haas going wide. I think that's synchronizer cutting the corner somewhat, and they seem to have all managed to get through safely, which is good to see as they head down towards turn 3. Bert marked the man in there as well, and taken to the off the track as Wesker then making inside in his way. Good start from Wesker as marked man struggling a little bit on the outside here, and down the inside goes Venom, but can marked man fight back on the softs? Has to lift a bit, and Venom has to go around. See there, all still running cleanly. Marked man falling back a bit now as Brett also getting in on the action, trying to take Venom around the outside into turn 8 as the bollard goes flying, and Brett can't get that one done for now. Merck and Synchronizer coming very, very close there as well, but I think in general they've all got away cleanly. I'm not sure if there's any wing damage hanging about, but it seems to have all gotten away fairly well as Marked man trying to take back that P7. Has been the best start for him in the Alfa Romeo as further down the field this big gaggle of cars. A couple guys on softs nestled in here as well, with Mark Devan and Sink being on the softs, and then 2 medium runners in front of them, and then a couple more behind as Jono and Kieran Trapp changing places, and that is Kieran Trapp down to 16th place. A little bit of contact there from Synchronize on the back of Mark Devan, I think. Oh, I definitely see some wing flying. I think that was Adam. I think I see part of that wing missing as Compy sets the fastest lap of the race, of course, being the first car across the line, and his wing damage for Adam on the right hand side. Yellow flag in sector 3. I don't think anyone's been left behind as Yarm trying to attack Timo, both on the hard compound tyres to start here. You see a big gaggle of cars back here. Tom Pre needs to sight his way through this field, at least this part of the track, as Jono under pressure from Colours. Down the inside goes the Mercedes, and Jono has to try and hang around the outside. His teammate trying to switch back inside as well. Now the 2 Mercedes, but ahead of both of them then as they head down towards the straight here. SH put pressure on the weakened Red Bull, we know, is running damage, and SH then has to try and fight around the outside, and Adam did well to hold on to that, but can he continue to hold on as they head down towards turn 10? Down the inside goes SH, and he should have this move fairly secure. And before the corner is done, easy stuff then for SH. Meanwhile, Wesker putting pressure on Weiberg. You can see the position changes. There you go. Wesker up a few places, Brett up a few places, Focky losing a few spots, Mark the Man losing the most there inside the top 10. And a couple of other gains you can see outside the top 10 as well. But at the front is Combi, who's not run away, but he is 2.5 seconds in front already. As we have a battle further down the field, and we'll pick it up in a sec. As a couple of guys in the pits already, Yaram and Adam, as Focky then looking to try and make a move on Wesker. He's going to try and run the outside into one. Surely that's not on. Oh, there's contact made, and Wesker has to catch it. And thankfully, cars behind him have managed to avoid hitting into him. But Wesker won't be too happy at that. It was definitely ambitious for Focky to try go around the outside, that's for sure. A couple of guys in the pits. John went to the pits then as well. Wing changes on that car. I assume the same for Adam and Yaram. I assume the same has taken place there as well. As Venom and Brett are up to 5th and 6th on the mediums. Weiberg, excuse me, is within DRS of his teammate, and he's reeling him in. Not even in overtake mode. See Bert also saving a little bit ERS, as well as Mark the Man looking to try get a move done on Wesker, as Colours is swooped by Timo, and that's for P12. Then Kieran Trapp looking to get moved done on Tom Pretty as well, and he gets that move done for P14. So Tom is struggling a little bit on his softs. Let's go back on board with Weiberg, chasing down his teammate. I just wonder if maybe a Toro Rosso might be better off for the time being, maybe switching positions here, as Combi is beginning to get away here already. Lap 3, needs 3.3 seconds up the road. Just wonder maybe they have a nice little margin to do it, because Focky is 1.3 back and Venom and Brett behind them on the medium tire. So maybe if there was a time maybe to make a little switch, it might be now. We'll see how they communicate it at Toro Rosso. Meanwhile, further back, Merck can close to Synchronizer, who's got DRS as well. That's one big DRS train to start here. It's quite close, but Merck is going to try go down the inside, and he makes the move that his teammate could not. And Wesker already with a 5-second time penalty, so he must have cut then. Maybe exceeded the exit of turn 2 perhaps, but 5 seconds, definitely not what Wesker needed. And well, 5 seconds at this stage of the race would put him well out of the points. It's very, very bunched up. No sign of movement at Toro Rosso, though you can see the gap to the leader. There it is, 10 seconds separating the top 12 pretty much, and not even 15 seconds separating the top 16. So that just shows you how tight things are, as SH gets the move done on Synchronizer. It looks like Kieran Trapp's got the move done on Timo, and that's for P13. As Focky now has joined the back of this battle between the two Toro Rosso, and he's taking with him Venom and Brett on medium tyres, and it's going to be a lot more difficult now for Toro Rosso to switch things if they want to. That's Bert just struggling a little bit on his tyres. These softs won't be amazing, but here's the thing, if someone were to pit now on the softs, there's a nice margin though, because how tight this field is. There's a nice margin between Sway and Adam for P16 and 17 there, that if you want to try and undercut, you could come out theoretically in some nice clean space. And I wonder if, you know, if you're Focky or, you know, Wesker or whatever the case may be, if you have some positions you want to make up, even if you're Weiberg, if you want to get the jump on your teammate, now would be a good time to come in, as there's a nice little gap, because the more and more people pit, the more and more traffic they're going to feed into, because it's very, very close. As Tom Pretty looks like he's got the move done on his teammate, and or not his teammate rather, Timo, and is his teammate Sway right behind that as well, both on mediums, those racing points. And just struggling in this phase of the race, the furthest back of cars who have not made a stop yet, as Sun is now emerged after Paul Ricard, and down the inside goes Mark Demand on Wesker. Wesker trying to fight back up the inside for the following turn, for turn 9, and keeps the position for time being. He's got Merck and SH right up their diffusers as well. As Weiberg and Bert getting very close as well. Any sign of movement though here? Will Markman go for the move down the inside? No. Thwarted. A door opens for Merck. Can he walk through? And he can, but Markman will have the inside line for turn 12, and Merck has to go wide. And Markman gets a poor run, certainly poorer than Merck, and Merck has to try drive on the outside of turn 14. Not easy. If he can, he'll have the inside for turn 15, and that is the case then. But on the outside of turn 15, a synchronizer does then come into the pits. Markman should have a better run, and he will have DRS as well, but how much straight line speed can he take as Focky gets close to the back of Weiberg? But nothing doing this time around. SH can have a glow on Mark Demand as well, and he nips down the inside. Drifts wide though, very wide, and Colours then snips through and takes P10 then as Venom. Look how close this is. The Venom goes down the inside of Focky. Bit of a dodgy move, and Focky should be able to come back through, but you can see how much these guys are really struggling on the soft compound tyres now, and a beautiful helicopter shot. So Synchronizer and Timo then come into the pits. Synchronizer for medium, so that should be a 2-stop, unless he wants to take them 20 laps, which is a long way to take them. He'll be certainly at a disadvantage come the end of the race. And later on the brakes is Venom. Can he get the move done? Yes, he can, but can he hold it? As the Toro Rosso's very close now as well. Looks like Venom has held that position and moves up to the 4th place then. So how do they play it then at Toro Rosso? Who comes in first? As Focky close to making the move back. Brett right there as well. So close here. Really is nothing to choose from, and I'm looking at Synchronizer. Look at the gap he has. Like, it's such a handy margin to push and see what he can achieve with an undercut. So who blinks then? Who comes in first of this bunch, this leading group? Combi's going to carry on. So is Bert, as is Weiberg. Venom should obviously continue on as well. Focky and Brett. Focky carries on. Brett trying to hang around the outside of turn 15, and better traction for Brett will just allow him to snip through between nip and snip. We'll figure one out one of these days. As Wesker then comes into the pits, so Wesker then decided he's going to try something different. As Mark Demand under pressure from SH, and SH then can't get the move done on Mark Demand. Tried last lap as well, as Venom is ahead of Weiberg. So you can see these softs have really died off now, and there's a Red Bull in between those two Toro Rossos. Then you see the wobble that Bert is, trying to keep hold of the back end, and Wesker looks like he's just ahead of Synchronizer's just ahead of him. Go on board, or side by side. This is for legitimate track position, both on mediums. I'll have to go away from that though, just to keep an eye up the front here, as Venom gets close to the back of Bert. Before wobble for Bert, as Mark Demand still trying to hold off SH, as Weiberg trying to hold off Brett then as well. Looks like Synchronizer has got ahead of Wesker though. Oh, Weiberg's lost it. Can he keep it? No, he's out of the race. He's into the wall. Couldn't hold it any longer. And similar accident to Matt yesterday. He is out of this race at turn 11. Or sorry, turn 10 I should say. The back just wouldn't hold anymore. And now yellow flag in sector 3 obviously for that incident, as Combi and Bert then come into the pits. Be great timing if it was a safety car. Focky into the pits as well. So that gives Venom and Brett then the effective race lead here for the time being. Now, where does this group even begin to feed out? So who's lost out there? So Combi's just ahead of Bert. So maybe a wing change for... No, there should be, surely not. It couldn't be a wing change. I think he's just lost position of traffic coming through. Anyways, he's out.